Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the Knife Vault, where we look at a knife close up. Today we have a new knife for me. Anyway, I've had this. Well, it's my most recent knife. I've had it for probably a couple of months now. Used it a little bit. It's the Beavercraft HGK6 hunting knife. Made a YouTube short about it a little while ago, so you might have seen it already. If not, I'm going to show you it now close up, and we're going to talk about it in detail. So first of all, just get an eyeful of this thing. All right, so Beavercraft are a Ukrainian company. This knife was made in the Ukraine. They mainly seem to make tools for wood carving and wood crafting and stuff like that. You can buy kits, you can buy wood, you can buy any kind of tool imaginable for carving stuff with wood. They also make leather goods, leather bags. They make axes, and they have a really cool range of knives. And I first was considering buying one called the HGK1 Art, because that had this beautiful sheath and a very, very cool blade shape. But then I saw this one, the HGK6, and I thought, there's just something about this which is calling out to me. I think it's going to have to be this one. So this knife costs €50, not crazy expensive as well. That's another good selling point for it. For me, one factor when I'm buying a knife is how similar is it to other knives that I already have. So if you watched my most recent video, that was on a Nesmuk. And whilst the Nesmuk is probably my favorite blade shape, I really wanted to get something different with this next knife. And this knife is very different to a Nesmuk. So with a Nesmuk, you have the kind of hump here. It's one of the defining factors. This knife, quite the opposite. It has a perfectly straight spine. Also, Nesmuks don't come to a very sharp point. This knife has a very, very sharp point. I wonder if the camera will focus on it. I mean, you can definitely get the idea. So there's that. The other thing that was kind of cool to me was the shape of this handle. It reminded me a little bit of a replica flintlock pistol that I used to play with as a kid. Replica, not a real one. So that had a very similar handle shape to this. And I guess it made me a little bit nostalgic about playing as a pirate when I was a kid, when I saw this knife. So yeah, that's why I got this one. And so far so good as far as its use. I'm not a hunter, so this is called the hunting. It's HGK6. I'm going to go off a guess that that's an abbreviation for hunting knife. Don't know for sure. If you are a hunter, you'll be able to tell whether or not this knife is suitable for your needs. But yeah, I think it's probably more versatile than its name suggests. Doesn't just have to be a hunting knife, right? Okay, then, so let's go through the specs. This is 1066 carbon steel. If you don't know, carbon steels have the naming convention where you see a 1, 0, and then a double-digit number. And so the 1 indicates the type of steel, which is carbon. 0 indicates the other alloying elements that are involved. Normally it's 0. And then the 2-digit number represents the carbon content percentage to the hundredth. So in this case, it's 0.66% carbon. If you had a knife that was made out of 1095, that would be 0.95% carbon, roughly. So it might be 1%, it might be a little bit less than 95%. But anyhow, that's the naming convention for carbon steel, and this is 1066. It has a coating on it, which is not DLC. On the website, they call it blued coating. It does have a bit of a blue hue to it, perhaps more black. But yeah, this is not diamond-like carbon coating. It's I don't know technically what it actually is. It seems to be following the grain structure of the steel, which gives it a nice aesthetic. I've sharpened the knife once, and I tried to stick to the edge that the knife already had, so I haven't actually taken off any of the coating yet. Maybe just a little bit on the very tip from using it, although it's a little bit hard to see. Yeah, it's a little bit silver up top. But anyway, yeah, coated, so that's going to be good for corrosion resistance already. We have 13 centimeter blade, 3.3 millimeter thickness, and we have this generous bit of jimping here. Nice and chunky, very, very comfortable. As far as the handle, it's made of walnut, European walnut, very hard. and very, very comfortable design. It's got this bit here that kind of sticks out. Obviously, the index finger sits right here in this kind of semicircle, and then you grip the knife like this or like this, and yeah, it's comfy. And also, it feels pretty safe because you have this unsharpened part of the blade. There's a sharpening choil there as well, which is convenient. So you're not going to slip onto the blade however you hold it. If you hold it this way, which is most likely how you're going to hold it most of the time, any other way that you hold the knife also is quite comfortable, if a little bit hard for me to show you on camera. So yes, pretty good fit and finish on the knife too. There are no liners between the steel and the wood. It just goes tang and then handle. And I quite like that actually because it feels just sort of old school. It feels old fashioned. It feels like a knife that wouldn't be out of place in the old frontier with the Bowie knives and the Arkansas toothpicks out there. It's just got that vibe to it. And everything is pretty uniform all the way around. I was a bit concerned this bit might be a little bit sharp. The steel might be sharp. It's actually not. It's been rounded off nicely. So yeah, good, comfortable handle. You could even come back on it a little bit further if you wanted to. But this is kind of a chopping grip, and the knife itself is not really a chopper. It's not blade heavy. But anyway, you could hold a knife like this if you have small porcelain doll hands like I do. Anyway, let's talk about the sheath a little bit as well. This is made of cowhide. It's got the Beavercraft logo embossed on it. Does my camera want to pick it up? Not really. It's also got the logo on the blade. It does want to look at that. Look at that. There you go. There you get a look at the logo there. But anyway, yes, the sheath feels good quality. As is often the case, you kind of have to slide it in at an angle. I've gone to the left. And now it just has worn a very, very nice groove into the sheath and it sits perfectly. You have this little strap wraps around and the button that it goes on. It feels very secure, feels very good quality. And the knife is comfortably in there. It's almost got like a hood on it up here to hold it in place. So yeah, this will hang from your belt very nicely. If you have a dangler, also, I like using a dangler. I forgot to mention in the Nesmuk video that Joker knife actually came with a dangler too. So I use the two together. Although this will go through your belt easily enough. It's a nice thin piece of leather. It's also on there very tight, so there's no wiggle at all. I like the way that this is all connected. So this strap is connected to this strap that wraps around. So very good job with the sheath. All right then, I think that pretty much does it. We've got a 1066 carbon steel blade with a blued coating, walnut handle. It's coming in around about the €50 mark. Check out Beavercraft's knives because they're just really cool. If you're into outdoor knives, they sell a knife bundle, which is about $100. I saw it on the site for like, I don't know, several knives, but really good deal. And then all their other knives are not too expensive either. So I do recommend checking them out. You might find something that's right up your street, like I did with this knife. 57 to 59 HRC hardness as well, by the way, if that's useful. So kind of like a sweet spot, I suppose. And overall, it's just a cool knife, not too expensive. Good for the outdoors, feels nice in the hands, looks cool. Just comes with a nice sheath. And I think that pretty much covers it. So thank you very much for checking this video out. I hope you like what you see. And finally, my camera does want to look at the Beavercraft logo on the sheath. There we go. All right then. So thanks for checking it out, and hope to see you next time.